Hello there, and welcome to Hammerman. It took me a minute to remember there. Welcome to Hammerman for today, March the 5th. Wow, I can't believe we're already in March. Okay, time flies. What can I say? So, beginning stages, as always, 1 through 3. I don't know what to tell you, man. Like, if you need help, put all of your defenses over on the right-hand side, I guess, if you're really low level, and all your mines and stuff over on the right-hand side. Hopefully you can bat your way through this. By the time you get Hammerman, though, I'm pretty sure you're a high enough level you should be able to defend against that sort of an attack. You know, unless you're, like, full offensive, and you've got one sniper tower that's like level 2 or whatever it needs to be at that point in time. But if that's the case, watching this isn't going to help you defeat Hammerman at all, because I'm not going to defend with a level 2 sniper tower. Nor am I going to try finding a way to do it. That's ridiculous. So, for anyone who didn't get a chance to tune in live to the big stream with all of the peoples yesterday, I guess, in the evening, I know that hopefully by now there is an uploaded, recorded version of it that you can watch. I will warn you, it's like 3 hours long, but it was awesome. It was a great time. I am so glad that Destroy put that together. And honestly, I'm so glad that I was able to join in and be part of it with all the big fancy YouTubers. And, well, you know, the not so fancy YouTubers. I'm not going to name chicken names, but anyways, Stage 2 goes down. Now, I want to double check Stage 3, actually, because I know that I was thrown a bit of a curveball. Oh no, never mind. It's okay. It's not Stage 3. So I had tons of fun. Hopefully we'll be doing it again in the future. And at the very least, hopefully I'll have a chance to goof around and do some more stuff in the future again. Just because, man, I had a good time. I missed it. I missed just goofing around and doing stuff like that. And I guess if there's going to be, you know, crabs monthly, maybe streams monthly aren't a bad idea. Definitely got to do some like hopping streams or something maybe, because I'm going to tell you, the op hit, like, YouTube stress was real. I definitely wasn't operating at full capacity. Didn't help that I had a bunch of trolls friggin' talking about the length of my beard while I was doing the hit, but anyways. Now, Stage 4 is the stage that I actually wanted to be like, what? Because Stage 4 almost fragged me, and I fully intended that pun because, you know, you got a bunch of grenadiers in there. Anyways, they're doing, you know, they're doing grenadier type things. So, even with max level everything, and I'm pretty sure, I don't know what tri boosts are, but like I've got max tri boosts all over the joint, so I'm pretty sure it's machine guns this week, hopefully. Machine guns, even with them doing extra damage, the warriors did some work, but the grenadiers are frying them because they can't reach, right? So things get horribly, horribly bad. Now, the good news is, like, it was a brute force, like, I won by default kind of a thing. But what I would strongly suggest is, if you look back through my past videos, there's other videos where I actually use my anti-grenadier base, and it front loads all of the damage it possibly can right there on the beach with shocks, so that, you know, wherever the Grens land, they get shocked right away, and then they get the AoE damage on them, and the grenadiers in theory die before they can become a problem. I would strongly suggest using that base if you're anything but absolutely max defenses. If you've got a whole bunch of ice, then you know all plans out the window. But if you're rolling sans ice, that would definitely make your life a whole lot easier. Now, moving on, stage 5, we're back out of the Gren country and into, you know, normal troop country, which was nice. But this Scorcher, I absolutely like. I was kind of watching it as it replayed, and I was just like, okay, I'm killing stuff over with the tanks. I'm getting some I'm getting some Riflemen, and I'm getting some Zookas. Oh, this is going good. Oh, that Scorcher is moving around, and hey, wait a minute, where'd the Scorcher go? I don't know, but somewhere, I guess it just got into range of like a whole bunch of boom cannons all at once, and it just got vaporized, because I can't even blame it on like prototype weapons or something, because all my prototypes are stashed as far back as I possibly can, because I was trying to kind of keep them out of range, out of the way as long as possible, so that they wouldn't accidentally join in and help out. But yeah, I just was amazed at how quickly that Scorcher got vaporized. I loved it. Now, I know last week it was requested to show some failures, so stage 6 this week is like stage 7 last week. It rolled me, and it rolled me hard. As you can see, I kind of start off with the standard, just like coast through base, including having all of my prototypes crammed way back at the back. And then I kind of got to this point and was like, maybe the damage damn top pocket will actually do something. No, just flat out rolled. So I kind of rearranged things to see what I could do. You know, side-loaded all of my anti-rifleman defenses, because it's the riflemen's that gots to die. If the riflemen die fast enough, you know, I don't have to worry as much about the tanks, but as you can see, I can't burn through the riflemen fast enough to get to the tanks, and by the time they start running out of riflemen, in come the 8 boats, I think, of heavies, and the heavies just roll over me. So I was like, alright, I gotta up the ante here. I'm gonna drop the damage amp, because it was crammed way at the back there, and, you know, I'm gonna damage amp it. Honestly, the only reason that the grappler is way over there on the left-hand side, I didn't even really necessarily want to use it, but it could have very quickly become a dangerous liability crammed into the back corner, because things would start getting into the wrong areas, and then it would reach out, pull them back, there'd be no defenses there, and I'd just be like, meh. So the grappler isn't necessarily useful or needed or in any way, shape, or form helpful during this run-through. So like, don't even feel like you need to have that grappler. It's cool if you do, I guess, but it doesn't do anything. So, I even after using the damage amp, I was just like, you know what, I'm not getting it. I'm getting a little better, slowly, bit by bit, but let's change things up. Let's try a different strat. And I went over to the ham sandwich base. I think that's what this is still named. And, I kind of just wanted to see how it would react and how things would play out. And as you can see, it worked out really well, except a few things split off, went towards my rocket launchers, pulled that extra damage off of the cluster that I really want the damage on. So I was like, hey, this is looking very much promising. First attempt, obviously fairly solid. A whole bunch of heavies made it through, but with some quick rearranging of defenses and whatnot, as you can see, you know, getting rid of the mortar that gets farted and farted into oblivion on the first freaking wave. Always very nice. I'm just glad that, honestly, it was going after a mortar instead of, like, say, a shock launcher or a rocket launcher, because that is devastating. Like, that is the end of the attack right there. It's brutal. So, once again, this time with some extra, I guess, defenses rearranged, this is the successful hit. I just kind of wanted to show the basic progression of where I went. Now, don't get me wrong, there were some extra hits in between and stuff, but if I were to, like, show all of the hits, I'd have to do, like, a crazy fast forward, or the video would be 5.5 hours long, and I just, ain't nobody got time for that. So, utilizing the same strategy, just pulling things over to the side, letting them loop around, and I'm not gonna lie, I actually kicked it off into double time because I was like, oh yeah, look at all those heavies and tanks, there's no way this is gonna be successful, this is gonna go horribly wrong, and I'm gonna get fried. And then what happened is it got down to this point, and I was like, okay, yeah, I'm still alive. What the heck is going on? This is weird. And then I realized I might actually have a chance. So I slowed it back down. But it's funny because it shows you how some minor changes to the layout can make huge changes in your defense, because really all I did was pick off those tanks a little bit quicker. And as you can see, the heavies, even though the heavies are still there, they don't have the damage output to be able to down the HQ. So I squeaked it by, don't get me wrong, it was tight, but definitely doable. And then I figured, well, shoot, since you had to use the damage amp to get past 6, you're probably, if you did that, gonna have it for stage 7. So I just started off stage 7 right away with my grappler over on the left hand side again and the damage amp, and as you can see, stage 7 way easier than stage 6. And don't get me wrong, because all those medics, man, I was worried when I saw there were medics, because every time there are medics, I just, like, my heart sinks a little bit, and I'm just like, oh my god, no. But stage 7 this time, really not that bad, because the medics are legit in, like, the last boatload of troops. So as long as you can burn through everything else fast enough that it's still not standing, when the medics do hit, you are laughing. And then, of course, like, you know, there's probably going to be a few heavies left hanging around. The medics are going to run over towards those troops that are already hurt, which is perfect, because then when you finish off all those heavies, all the medics are just standing there like, ah, crud. You can wipe them out, and it makes the last boatload tough, but definitely doable. Anyways, guys, hopefully this has been helpful, hopefully it's been entertaining, and above all else, hopefully you guys have a fantastic day.